Welcome back, everybody. Again, I'm Adam Carlson from Chip Theory Games. I have Duster. So I want to talk about Duster. Let's dive right in. Wow, so Duster is by far our, well, not by far, I would say she's a little bit more simple to play than Stanza. She's definitely not to be underestimated. She's got a lot of damage. She's kind of our stealthy assassin rogue type character that we've all been watching out for. So Duster is the second of two gear locks that come with Too Many Bones Undertow. I have a reference sheet here. Alright, we're going to talk a little bit about the skills, backup plans. I've set up Duster here. Again, I recommend starting at Adventurer mode, so I get my 2 health and I get a skill of my choice. Definitely want to start with probably Duster's Dagger. That's her most iconic skill. In fact, if you played Too Many Bones 1, you all know Duster was a tyrant. So we're telling a story here. Maybe there's more about Duster than meets the eye. In fact, now Duster is a playable character. And we've brought back Duster's Dagger, which is the tyrant die from Too Many Bones 1. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so what makes Duster different about all the other gear locks is she gets her own companion, the Alpha Wolf Nightshade. So Nightshade is more than just a bot or I think we called it a pet for Gilly. So Nightshade is its own ally, and Nightshade needs to be managed even within the recovery phase. We need to manage her health. In fact, Duster is able to skill out Nightshade. This bottom skill tree here, the blue that you see, is specifically designed for Nightshade. So the very first thing I want to bring up is Nightshade's initiative die is die number 13. That's the innate skill. So Duster and Nightshade actually start with that die there. And then all the others I've gone ahead and preloaded to talk about them. So all of those will have to be skilled, learned through your adventure. However, so if we start building out Nightshade, Promise of Prey is one that must be rolled by Duster, and it's applied to a baddie, and that will double the damage from Nightshade. Again, this is Duster's die to roll on Duster's turn. When Nightshade comes into play, Nightshade gets its own turn. Here, again, another is Ferocity. This is another one of Duster's skills that Duster will be able to roll, and if Duster lands successfully, she will get the ability to train in Nightshade. Now, the very first time she learns the skill, suddenly Nightshade is able to skill up on one of these 2 dice. So you can see it's a prerequisite towards these 2. So after you get the die, you don't even have to roll it in. You can now, as Duster, spend your skill points to skill up Nightshade. So there's 2 ways to skill it. The one I just showed you by rolling this side, that will allow you to automatically uptick this die. So we've got, so Alpha Wolf number 16 is directly related to Nightshade's health. If I add a +1, so Nightshade starts with 2 HP. I'm going to show you this side of Nightshade. 2 HP. I've given it 2 HP. And when it attacks, it has 2 attack dice. So when I skill up in this area on Alpha Wolf, I simply add another HP. And so this will stay there, and that's my reminder as to how much HP Nightshade has. This die can be skilled all the way up to +6. So in theory, Nightshade could have up to 8 HP, which is kind of cool to think about. The other direction, in fact, these are not separate from each other in that you can skill up in both of them. It's not like you have to pick one or the other. So think of this as Nightshade's own personal skills area of 2 dice. So there's 2 ways that Nightshade can be built. Number 1 is attack. Now this is all on your reference sheet. We'll cover a lot of it on the back side, critical Duster details. But I'm going to bring this to the front side and kind of show you. We've got Killer Instinct, and we've got So 2 paths within it, the Direwolf path and the Timberwolf path. So when you skill this die for the first time, you're going to end up picking one of the 2 paths, and then you must choose the first side in that path. So if I choose Timberwolf path, I'm going for attack damage. So just placing that there. Now, anytime that Nightshade on the battle mat makes an attack, it will not just roll 2 attack dice, it will actually roll 3 attack dice. And this can be skilled up once as well, all the way up to +2 attack. So that's a very short tree, but it's nice to get it out of the way and just kind of have a lot of raw power out of Nightshade. So I'm going to just kind of look at the reference sheet here, Lashback. So again, anytime Nightshade is hit, this is very much like the Lashback in Too Many Bones 1. When hit by an adjacent baddie, Nightshade deals number of damage in return, even if it is defeated. That's very key. That's a little different from Too Many Bones 1. So it doesn't roll dice in Lashback, it just automatically does number damage. So this skill is just simply a Lashback 1. So anytime it's hit, it does 1 back. Skilling up again, Lashback 2. And then the third one, there's a new icon, it's called Leech. So in addition to the Lashback, it's a Lashback 1 once again. So we've downgraded Lashback, but we gain Leech. So Leech heals HP equal to damage dealt by Nightshade from either attack dice or Lashback. So this is huge for survivability. And then we can get a 2 Lashback with the Leech ability. At the start of battle, the first thing that, and let's talk about the innate. So Duster may start on any position on battle map. She also starts with Nightshade initiative die number 13, and then the chip, of course. So Duster actually gets to start on any position in the battle map. She's melee ranged. That doesn't just, so normally that just restricts her to the gearlock position, but she can start on any of the baddie positions as well. So that's her innate. The innate +1 allows her to start with the untargetable effect die on herself as well. So if she has an 8 +1, she can start here, and she can start with the untargetable effect die. And so that will stay there until the start of her next turn. So if she is low on the initiative meter, that can be very advantageous for delaying the first hit. Because now, in this situation, the baddies have no target. That's pretty cool. About starting the battle. So if Nightshade has full HP, so here in this case, 3 + 2, if I have 5 HP, which I do, I'm going to start, and Nightshade must wait. So Nightshade is all about the companion that comes to the rescue of Duster. Okay? So let's fast forward to the end of the round. If Duster ended up losing an HP, and we're at the end of round 1, at the end of each round, we check Duster's health if she has less than HP. That means if she gets hit and then she gets healed before the end of the round, it doesn't count. She has to be less than full HP at the end. If she is, in fact, injured, Nightshade will enter the battle mat. Automatically, we take that initiative die, we put it to the top, because it's treated as a gearlock or ally, and Nightshade will go on a gearlock starting melee position. So I can put Nightshade here, or maybe I can put Nightshade here, and so at the top of round 2, Nightshade is ready to go. Like all companions, Nightshade has 2 move built right into the character, up to 2, so we can move the 2. Nightshade will be able to make the attack, that's 2 attack dice. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the 2 attack dice against the crown. Here we go. So I've rolled 1 bone and 1 attack. So one other thing about Nightshade is, Nightshade does not have a backup plan, and does not have any skills that trigger from the bones. So those are not a good roll for Nightshade. But Nightshade is able to do 1 damage, just like that. And on we go. Then it's Duster's turn. So they each take their own turns, they have their own chips, their own initiative dice. So Duster is essentially managing 2 units, which is really fun. So then Duster may take her turn. So we talked about how Nightshade joins the battle in the middle of the battle and how she can enter at the end of any round. However, another circumstance is if Duster starts the battle with less than full HP. So let's say you don't do a rest and recover for Duster, and somehow you have maybe you just have 1 HP. You might not want to do this, but what it allows you to do is you can place Duster down and Nightshade will start the battle, and because Nightshade has an initiative die, you will end up rolling the initiative in. So in this particular case, Nightshade does not go right away, but the benefit is Nightshade does start on the battle mat at the start of battle, but Duster must be entering the battle mat with less than full HP for this to happen. So usually during the rest and recovery phase you have a decision to make. Furthermore, during the rest and recovery phase, if I have both units in my prep area, and that's where they belong, Nightshade will always be in the prep area. So depending on who's hurt or how much HP each unit has, you are forced to choose which unit is going to do the rest and recover. Again, all of this is covered on the reference sheet, so I'm just kind of giving you all that information right now. But rest and recover here, Nightshade has full HP at 3, so then the decision really is, should I give Duster 4 HP at a cost of not being able to start Nightshade on the battle mat? I think yes. You know, if Duster was only hurt just a little bit, I might choose to just kind of let that injury be there so that I can start with Nightshade, because there's definitely benefits there as well. So that's the rest and recovery. You must pick and choose which one if you choose to do that. So if Nightshade falls in battle or Duster falls in battle, obviously when Duster falls in battle, it's just like any other gear lock. You must do rest and recovery for Duster to get to full HP if she gets KO'd. Nightshade's a little different. So when Nightshade gets KO'd, during the rest and recovery, we automatically give Nightshade 1 HP. She's just automatically. So Nightshade will never be unavailable to you in that sense. So if you choose to rest and recover Duster all the time, rest assured, Nightshade will be at your disposal with at least 1 HP. Alright, one other cool thing. So I talked about the Duster's dagger. This here, Flint and Tinder, is very unique. This die, once learned, is rolled during the rest and recovery phase. So if I roll a 2, reading the skill, it allows me to heal either one of these for up to 2 HP. So that's interesting. If Duster was at 3 HP, I can use that. I can choose to heal just 1 to be barely injured to start Nightshade, and so on and so forth. So that's a nice skill for making sure that both units are rather healthy for battle. We covered Nightshade, we covered Duster. So one other thing I wanted to discuss is the D cells. So they're a little bit different than Patch's E cells. We have D cells. So D cells, when rolled, they're put into the active slot. And when you use borrowed smoke, infusion bracers, or micro EMPs, you'll see there's a small icon on the bottom right hand corner with the little batteries. That means once rolled, you must use a D cell to accompany it, and the D cell allows you to stun the unit. When reading the skills, it kind of walks you through how that works underneath each of those skills. Scragwits and Blade Dip are 2 of Duster's consumables. We've got the Blade Dip, so that allows you to apply poison to the attack dice. You have to pick and choose how many attack dice you wish to roll, and you must successfully roll all of your attack dice. Any miss from that will result in a failure to apply poison to it. So there's a bit of a risk-reward element there. If you choose to take a risk and roll all 3, and you do it successfully, you get poison 3 on the baddie, so that's huge. This number represents the number of charges in which you can make that attempt. The Scragwits is something that allows you to immediately remove or prevent a negative effect die. And so this is triggered automatically, and this is number of charges. So that's pretty cool. I've pretty much covered everything we need to talk about, except for the backup plan. Alright? So backup plan. Number one is pack mentality. So if Duster and Nightshade are in play, and I want to use pack mentality, it's all right here on this sheet. So move Duster or Nightshade to a position adjacent to the other. Duster may switch targets now. So this is interesting. So even if Duster were adjacent to this unit here, let's say the Nightshade was there, and I rolled 2 attack dice, Duster can choose to resolve 1 attack die to defeat this baddie, then trigger pack mentality, move to a position adjacent to Nightshade, and then apply more attack dice to my new target. So that is very, very interesting. The same is also true for Nightshade. Second backup plan, backstab. So stab a baddie that's adjacent to both Duster and Nightshade for 2 damage. So that is in the case of making sure that both of your units are adjacent to the same baddie, and it's just 2 bones to automatically deal 2 damage to the baddie with the backup plan. Cry Wolf. I'm going to go ahead and give it a read here. So lose 2 HP and place untargetable effect die on Duster. So mid-battle, if you are sensing that you really need to get Nightshade out, but you're not losing HP, and that can happen in larger group fights, you can trigger that, which will purposely remove 2 HP from Duster. The good news is, obviously, now I become untargetable until the start of my next turn, and assuming that you end the round at less than full HP, Nightshade will come out, if Nightshade hasn't already come out. Now that's the other thing, is Nightshade only has 1 life. So when Nightshade gets defeated this battle, Nightshade can't just come right back, okay? It only gains the 1 HP during the Russian recovery phase. So you only have Nightshade once, so use Nightshade wisely. Alright, and then the 4th backup plan is Fortunate Discovery, which is very similar to all the other gear locks that have it. It's basically granting a consumable die. So I believe we've covered all of Duster. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, please reach out to us or add a comment on the YouTube video and I will help you out. Alright, shoot.
You're good.
I'm good.
You're going live to the whole world.
Is this...
It's recording. You're good.
Stop. Oh, I'm ready. I was born ready. Ah! This is so awkward. We have a microphone. No. So now this is going to go into the bloopers.
Yeah.
Alright.